yeah, it's always complicated to make a film that has children and gay people in it. In most places in the world to this day, like we only see the stories from economically developed countries where, gay rights are kind of moderately safe.
Hello, Gohan.
Hi.
Nice to
Yeah,
see you again. Thank you so
you
much for the
too.
time. Yes,
Thank you.
I think I have a meeting with you every year. Every new movie, I
Yes.
talk to you.
It's lovely. Let's hope it keeps going like this.
But I'm glad that I have this meeting with you because you were working, I'm still working, you know what I mean? So that's wonderful.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
thank you so much for your time again, and a pleasure to talk to you once more. And this time around is housekeeping for beginners. And what was like the inspiration for the story?
Mm. It was a photograph I saw actually that a friend of mine posted. Who, when he first moved to Melbourne in the late 70s, he moved into a house with his boyfriend and eight gay women in a household. And I just saw like this one image of a day in their life, and I was like, I want to hang out in this kind of space. I updated it to a present day setting and to another place where, you don't get to see many queer stories documented, you know. And just kind of went from there essentially and wrote it.
Yeah, and I see that you also reunion again with Anamaria Marinca. She's amazing, of course. And what she brings this time around to this project?
Yeah. Look, she learned two languages for me in Colombia alone. So I knew she could learn things phonetically and still not let that inhibit the character or the performance. She's also a longtime friend and coincidentally one of the greatest actors alive in the world right now and ever. I wish again more filmmakers would notice this. And yeah, I feel like I'm just in safe hands when she's around, to be honest. I feel like, because to me, she's a fellow auteur, and you don't really, I never feel like I'm directing. I feel like it's the film that is the director, and the rest of us are just serving it. And to me, having Anna Maria around just as a fellow artist is always like a great, quality check on top of everything else. I've just got someone else to bounce off of for ideas and someone that I can point the camera in her direction at absolutely any time of any day and not only have this like real tangible character but kind of as an editor it's really helpful to have this person you can cut to at any point in the scene because if there's something else you messed up with your coverage or your camera angles you never have to worry if Anna Maria has a close-up because you can always cut to it because there's always a story that in her eyes that deepens everything that's going on and just like and she's got an innate understanding not just of the craft of acting but of filmmaking, to be honest. Like she's aware of everything and unlike a lot of actors prioritizes the film, like we're never doing that anything just because it's for her, just to show off or anything. It's never like her job doesn't end with her performance. Like she's very much she helps me create an environment on set so that everyone can be doing their best and kind of calibrates herself in relation to everyone else around her and in relation to the camera and even just like what the weather is that day to make it, she really helps me make a film, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah, she's your sidekick. Like she's there.
Mm,
I love her. I think she's amazing. She's an amazing actress, and I hope so too. All the filmmakers look at her and grab her to do
mm,
movies. Her expressions, everything that she does, I think she's amazing. Also,
mm.
you work on set, and I think Anna Maria helped you with the 5-year-old actor. It's not easy to work with kids and animals, they say. How
No,
was like this
it is no,
experience with
especially this
a
one.
little
We
girl?
love Jana very much, but man,
She has a
it's like
personality, right? Herself, you
yeah,
can see it.
and that personality comes from her and we didn't cast her because she was good at following instructions. We cast her because she had fire in her eyes, and it's the fire you're trying to capture. And again, I had a lot of people helping me. It wasn't just Anamaria, it was the whole cast and crew. We had to take like getting Jada onto set and to like, focus was a challenge every single day. And some of it was fun, some of it was like, how are we gonna get this done? But there was never I always felt part of, a whole team, and her parents were on set. Samson, who plays Ali, is her dad in real life, actually. So, which was very helpful in terms of building that chemistry. But yeah, like there were a lot of people around, because, like we were trying to also shelter her from like the darker parts of the story, because, you never want to endanger a child's well-being and happiness, from working. And like the whole team genuinely, like we kind of shot what we could shoot with Jada first, at the start of a scene, and then built everything else around it. And she was the priority, and we could all prioritize her. But that culture extended to, I think, the rest of the casting crew, where like I think everyone kind of like, to me, the film is in charge. It felt like to everyone else, the film was in charge as well. Like, it's like everyone was prioritizing everyone else's well-being. Like no one was selfish on this set, at any point. And it's not like I had to ask them to not be selfish, like, or anything. It came from their nature, and from their connection to the story. And I'm eternally grateful to the whole cast and crew, genuinely.
Yes, and I know this is might be a challenge, like work with a kid, but how was like the other challenge that you have to put this project together?
Oh, the challenges were, yeah, in the lead up more than after that, to be honest. Once we got going with the filming, everything was very smooth and like quite lovely. Yeah, it's always complicated to make a film that has children and gay people in it, in most places in the world to this day. Like, we only see the stories from economically developed countries where, gay rights are kind of moderately safe and they've evolved. But most gay people in the world don't live in these countries. You don't get a choice of where you're born. And so there are complications with that, and you have to be hyper careful, in ways you normally wouldn't be for other sets. And there were challenges in the because like everywhere Roma people face horrific oppression, obviously in Macedonia. Making a story with Roma people is complicated, not because of Roma people themselves, but because of the surroundings. Things like you get even less access to the arts. So there are only two trained actresses of Roma background, not just in the country, in the entire region of the Balkans. I think there was a third one, sorry, in Bulgaria, but ages and things would get in the way. So we had to start from zero in terms of casting, and that takes a whole other process, that is wonderful and rewarding, but most film schedules and film logistics don't allow for usually. So in this case, we had a whole separate casting agent that just took care of the Roma characters, which is, I think more than half of the cast. And she was in Stuttgart every single day, meeting people on the street, making inroads, making friends. And then Sanella, who plays the grandma in the film, is a great actress herself and a pillar in the community. So she helped a lot with that. In the end, the things that were challenges, like once they were overcome, like there were all these gifts that came with that experience, that made it very much worthwhile, and sort of made it like, I've had a few job offers since then that were very easy assignments that would give me a lot of money but not a lot of happiness, and this one was hard. There was a point early on where I felt like I was, borderline risking my life, and my husband's with me, but it never felt like it wouldn't be worth it, and it still feels very worth it. And it really shapes my decisions about what films I want to do ever again. Unless it gives me this kind of feeling, like I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. No amount of money can make up for it.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you need to fulfill your heart first, then think about, because I think the other money and the success is like a consequence. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And it's 2 years of your mental health going down the drain. So in this case, like, there was stress, but there was so much else. And there was so much, like, it's rare. I now realize it's rare to be on a set, on a project where everyone who's doing it, has an emotional connection in it. For most people, it's a gig, it's a job. And that kind of environment is not very conducive to creativity or like making difficult things worthwhile. So, I kind of now need it and crave that feeling of like having a team of people, being part of them and being connected. So, yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. And for us to wrap it up, if you have to say a word about housekeeping for beginners, what's the word that you're gonna use to describe the movie?
Oh, I mean, family.
Amazing.
Family.
Amazing, Gohan. I just want to thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to see you again and a lot of
Yes.
success. Cannot wait for your next movie. Thank you.
Thank you, Jana. Hope we see each other again soon.
Sure. Soon. Thank you
All the
again.
best.
Stop.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Jen.
If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.